Sam and Craig Bueller here with the Powell Bueller Group, and today we have a very important informational video for you, and time is of the essence because this is going to be our top 10 tips
to do before the snow.
Before the first snow. So the top tips you need to do to your home before the first snow to keep your utility bills down for the winter, as well as keeping your house well maintained. So here we go. So this is for my first time home buyers and really anyone out there. These are easy, simple, useful tips that can really save you some money. Tip number one.
Tip number one.
Here we go.
Tip number one is to check your attic insulation. It can be very important to add insulation. As heat rises, that insulation will trap that heat into your house, save you a lot of money on those energy bills. It also can prevent some other problems people don't really think of, that if the heat does escape into the attic, it can actually melt the snow on the roof, and that can get in your shingles, and that can refreeze and damage your roof.
So not only do you want to check your attic for insulation, but it's also, tip number two, a really good idea to go downstairs to your basement, any unfinished basement, and add some insulation down there as well, where your foundation meets your drywall. That way you can save from any heat escaping out between there, any of the cracks there. So that can save you a lot as well. Tip number three, super simple.
Tip number three is to reverse your ceiling fans.
I bet you didn't know they could do that, because I didn't know they could do that. You can reverse them.
As we said before, heat rises, and when you reverse them, and make sure that air getting stuck up top gets circulated through the rest of your room.
Yep. And tip number four?
Tip number four is to remove the hoses outside. We actually last year left ours connected. They froze. We had to cut them off. It was quite the pain.
Yes, just go do it right now. Pause the video. Go around and take your hose bibs off, and also turn the water off to those outside spigots so that the water doesn't freeze in there. Okay, tip number five. What is it?
Tip number five is to clear the gutters, especially when the leaves fall in the fall. Yeah, the water can get backed up in them, that can freeze, that can damage your gutters.
Yes, because the leaves are in the gutters, and then the snow falls, and then it turns to ice, and then all the weight from the leaves and the ice can actually pull your gutters away from your house, and you don't want that. So clean the gutters before the first snow. Tip number six.
Tip number six is to protect your patio furniture. Once again, this is another one that we have failed to do. And we had quite a bit of furniture and outdoor cushions ruined last year.
Yes, so
get a cover, bring them inside, whatever you come up with. Just try to take care of them. It'll save you some money.
Yep. Keep them nice for years to come.
Tip number seven. Tip number seven has to do with your fireplace. For us, we have a log burning fireplace, so we had to order some firewood. You also want to have it professionally serviced and make sure that that chimney is clear of any debris and doesn't have any safety issues from there.
Yes, and tip number eight, going along with that, since we're going to be using our fireplaces, we better check and make sure that all of our fire alarms are in proper working order. Put new batteries in them if you're not sure. Might as well, better safe than sorry. Get yourself a fire extinguisher and put it somewhere that everybody knows where it's at. And carbon monoxide detectors, if you have any of those, make sure they're working as well. Tip number nine.
Tip number nine is to get your furnace checked and to change the filter.
It may seem like a pain, and you might say there's nothing wrong with your furnace, so why would I pay someone to come out to look at it? But if you do this routinely once a year, you can really have a furnace that runs more efficiently, and it's gonna last you a lot longer. So go ahead, get someone out. It's probably about 200 bucks. Change your furnace filters, make sure everything's working properly. That way, in the long run, your furnace will be working a lot longer. Do it. We just did it. We had to though, ours wasn't working.
It's a good tip.
And tip number 10, the final tip, is gonna be to check your doors for weather stripping if they need replaced.
Yep. If you look around them, some of them you'll notice have decayed or just kind of fallen off or are loose, and that can let out a lot of cold air, and that can really increase your energy bill.
Yep, super cheap and easy, so go ahead and get those weather strips changed out. And if there's any exterior caulking that needs done around your windows or doors, get that done as well. We just want to keep all the heat inside that we possibly can so it's not escaping through the cracks. So, all right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found these tips useful. Now go get to work and go make it a great day. Bye. Oh.
And save some money.
And save money.
Those tips save money.
Help you buy your Christmas gifts.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Toys. Fire away.
And tip number 4 is going to be, what's it?
You probably shouldn't pick one. If you can't remember which one's it.
That's true.
But yeah, it'll be 4.